Hi everyone, welcome to another episode of PKM Weekly. So let's see what's been in store for us from the past week. First up, Obsidian, they've released version 1.12.6, and just keep in mind that if you had previously installed Obsidian 1.12.5 as posted in the channel for the releases, you will need to upgrade to the new 1.12.6 installer for the CLI to work. And also this release just includes mainly bug fixes, such as they fixed the Obsidian CLI which was incorrectly checking for the Linux specific directory, they changed the CLI socket, and some various different bug fixes that were appearing in Obsidian. So some great stuff on that one. And on top of it, Capano, he surprised us again with Obsidian Reader. So he's been working on Obsidian Reader for a year or so and didn't want to release it until it was ready. But now we can get consistent formatting for any article, outline, syntax highlighting, nice footnotes, adjustable typography, and etc. And it all runs locally, just rules, no AI. So you can see the full details here, see how he demos it, and also it is part of the Obsidian web clipper and doesn't require Obsidian, so it runs on all browsers, etc. So well worthwhile having a look through his tweet and seeing if the app is of any use to you. Then there was a video of Cloud Code plus Obsidian, your dream second brain. So OP tried Obsidian 5 times, every time set it up, used it for a week, forgot, and then the 6th time he tried it with Cloud Code, and it seems to have been 6th time the charm. So added Cloud Code, and this video shows you how he did the full setup, a 1 command line installer, 4/ commands that maintain the vault for you, file processing pipeline, and basically off you go. 15-minute video, and he just goes into the full thing of how you can get it set up and what you can do with it and what you can get out of it. So well worthwhile checking that out. And a couple of interesting Reddit posts. 1 year and 500 notes into Obsidian as a college student. Ask me anything. And OP does acknowledge that 500 is nothing like the 10,000 he's sometimes seen on various different showcases and people posting, but he does go through the whole thing, his favourite themes, plugins, operating system, what he uses Obsidian for, pro tips, other details, and so on and so forth. So well worthwhile having a look through this to see if there's anything that can take your fancy and if there's anything that you can implement into your own workflow. So thank you very much, OP, for posting this. And then another one was, have to say Obsidian works great in Arabic as well. So thank you very much to the devs, really the right to left language. So you can see here, very nicely set up. I'm going to steal some of these ideas because it is quite nice. But you can see how well and refined and polished it is, even with Arabic language. So if you're in that boat, definitely worthwhile having a look into Obsidian and seeing if it can help. Thymer, Wim posted a quick demo of what's possible with AI. So posts the picture of the hang on, let me go back a little bit. He posts a picture within Thymer, asks it to solve this problem with the Kanban board. Kanban board does various different things, and then it posts up a plan for him of what he needs to do. And then you can drag and drop, moving things around, and so on and so forth. So it just goes to show the possibilities of what you can do in Thymer once it is released as a beta, which is getting closer and closer. So do keep an eye on that one. And also is a lot of improvements being implemented in the app. Then Daniel, he enjoys a few apps, and in it he mentions Thymer, Griply, and Sublime, so definitely worthwhile having a look at this one and seeing what he enjoys about Thymer. Does go through the details of it, what he finds useful, how he uses it, and various different tips and hints that he has. So well worthwhile having a look through this video. And also do check out Griply, because it's another great app that you can use to track your goals and habits. Capacities, they've got a new homepage, so they've completely reworked the homepage to give it a fresh look, and it's now much simpler, and decided to remove some of the content that was outdated or didn't really reflect the product anymore. So well worthwhile having a look through the app and the new homepage just to see what's changed and things. Tana, they've had quite a week, so they've done a bit of a change of direction, a bit of miscommunication, but that's been resolved it seems. But anyway, what the plan is now is that Tana, as we know it, will become Tana Outliner, and then Tana, the new one, or Tana as it will be called, will be pivot into something else very much akin to Notion with some or most of the capabilities of Tana Outliner. Don't really know yet 100% what's going to be transferred across, but the app is going to have a main focus of meetings and collaboration. And in fact, if we go to the new website, you can see here Tana, meetings at ship, work done in meetings and memory. Tana turns meetings into various different other things, and basically a heavily focused meetings app with collaboration thrown in there. I'm not 100% sure how it's going to work in the long run, but we shall see, because I've seen other apps with two similar apps and similar versions, and then one being left behind, the other one taking over, and people just want to work on the new one, and that's where all the time is dedicated. So we shall see how that's going to go in the long run. And there was an Ask Me Anything with a few demos of how the app works. Let's just see if I can pull up quickly. And you can see it here. Let me go back a little bit. So still a knowledge graph, super types rather than super tags, and basically you can see the outline, or the format, the layout is very similar to what we see in Notion nowadays. It's more full form rather than outline, which I think was putting quite a lot of people off. So they're going for the mass market and the easier to use ones. And you can do various different things in a similar way. These are the super types, I think, in a very similar way that you can do super tags. And check out the video though, because it's got a lot more things and demos that the team showed off. So that was that for Tana, so well worthwhile having a look at that and seeing what you think about it. Logseq, there's really not much to post of late, I'm afraid. Nothing much is happening. The devs are very silent, but I'm sure they're working away diligently on the DB version. But the problem is that we start to see more and more of these posts. Preparing a Logseq graph for migration to Obsidian. What do I need to do? This was posted just a few days ago. And basically, OP is getting a little bit sick and tired of waiting for the future of Logseq, and has now decided to go to Obsidian. So he's just getting his notes prepared, and I'm sure we'll see more and more of these as time goes on, unless something radical happens in Logseq that they start to update the app. And there's another one here, recently moved to Obsidian for this exact reason, and unlikely to return to Logseq. So hopefully the team can do something, but from my reading of the Discord, there's also a little bit of displeasure and discontent amongst some of the power users as well. So we shall see what happens on that one. Octarine, they're now offering a 7-day free trial to try out all the pro features before you buy a license, which is great stuff from Rajat and the team, so well done for that one. Just gives you a chance to test it out in full so that you know what you're getting into. And there's been also a few updates to the app, split panes, command bar, and performance improvements, and a lot more. And just check out the change log for the details of what's changed in the last version. Workflowy, they've got calendar sync in beta, so that's going to come out soon, hopefully. It's a one-way sync from Google Calendar to Workflowy. Changes show up immediately, and event details and links are included. That's the wrong link. I meant to go to this one. And you can see a quick demo in Reddit. So connect your Google Calendar, sign in, allow whichever calendar it is that you want to sync. And there you go. You see it in Workflowy with all the details, all the attendees, and the descriptions. So some great stuff from Workflowy on that one. Heptabase, they've got quite a few updates. Highlight and annotate, mobile app, mind map, which is now vertical and horizontal, so you can change it, bookmark, blocks, and edit to template. Unfortunately, these were all in separate different releases, but if you go to the changelog, you can see quite quickly here the various different videos and what the updates mean from the Heptabase team. So some good stuff on that one. Noteey, lots of bug fixes this week with version 1.50.1.0. So you can see here bug fixes amongst various different things in the app itself. So just getting that more robust and more performant. So that's great to see. Zettlr, they've released version 4.3.0, and it comes with big improvements in the file manager, and it basically allows you to work and organize your work much better. So add citation tooltip, custom CSS, dedicated math code block, close all standalone root files, and manually change the sorting of your workspaces. And there is a lot more that's been detailed within here. So definitely worthwhile having a look at that one to see what is new in Zettlr 4.3. Distillr, this is a new one. OP contacted me through Substrak, and I thought I'd mention it. I've not tried it out in full yet, but basically what it allows you to do is kind of like a notebook LLM, but for YouTube. So your YouTube research finally searchable. Basically add your sources, ask anything, get cited answer with timestamp links, built for analysis, researchers and writers who treat YouTube as a primary source. Well worthwhile checking out. There's quite a free, generous plan. 15 new videos each month, 100 indexed videos in your library, and you can try it out for free. No credit card needed, no nothing needed. I did have a quick play around with it earlier today, and you can see I uploaded one video's ready, one conversation, and I just dumped it in here. And it was the video by Tom, Why Your Note-Taking Apps Will Die. So I quickly added it and then did a few searches and a few chats with it. So well worthwhile having a look at Distillr if you want to get more out of your YouTube videos. That was it. So thank you very much for being here, and I shall see you next week. Thanks so much for watching. Bye.